There's something deeply satisfying when you find an almost perfect motorcycle for a ridiculously low price. I was looking for a big touring bike so that my wife Chris and I could ride together. None of my Guzis provided the space or comfort we needed for longer trips, so I searched around for a cheap old tourer, and this 1985 Suzuki Cavalcade is what I found. The Suzuki Cavalcade, along with its mid-1980s competitors, the Honda Goldwing, Yamaha Venture, Kawasaki Voyager and others, is a factory touring bike, complete with huge fairing, capacious panniers and a vast top box. These bikes were designed for crossing continents, two up in comfort. During the 4 years it was available, the Cavalcade was the most expensive touring bike on the road, dripping with luxury features and designed to out-Goldwing the Goldwing. Suzuki wasn't able to lure many touring riders away from the well-established brands, so only about 7,500 were sold in the United States, 700 in Canada, and a handful in Europe. Too bad, because it really is a fantastic bike. Incredibly, these big touring bikes from the 80s are out there waiting for people like me to find them. This one had been babied and fanatically maintained its whole life, had been ridden less than 25,000 miles in 34 years, and I doubt whether it ever saw rain. Try to buy something new comparable at your local bike shop, and you'll be looking at spending well over 30,000 Canadian dollars. I paid less than a tenth of that. Okay, I'll admit I'm cheap, and sometimes I'm lucky, but with a little searching and some careful scrutiny, it's possible to find some terrific bargains. The Suzuki Cavalcade, like other bikes of this kind, is heavy. It's not a bike for beginners, and would be really easy to drop at low speed if you let it get off balance. Once it's going, you're not going to stop it, and would be very foolish to try. Fortunately, it's also well designed, so usually all that'll happen is the bike ends up resting on its crash bars. This one is easier to put on its center stand than bikes half its weight. On the road, it's amazingly smooth, powerful and comfortable, soaking up road irregularities like an old Cadillac, and with enough power to overtake any dawdlers. It's not a sports bike by any stretch of the imagination, but it will hustle along effortlessly and corner as well as any 800-pound motorbike with a 66-inch wheelbase has any right to. When I first started riding it, I thought it had a tendency to run wide and needed a firm hand in the corners. Now, after a few thousand miles, I don't give it a second thought. It goes wherever I point it, gliding smoothly along in a fuss-free manner. I never saw myself as a big tourer kind of guy, but this one is rapidly winning my affection. I can't see it replacing any of my Guzis anytime soon, but in its own massive, overblown, overchromed, excessive, bloated 80s way, it's rather wonderful.